帰ろう。帰ろうか、ジョアン。
What makes a good first episode? To many, it may be a stepping stone foreshadowing the near future, while others may look at it as how much of your attention the show can grab within the first 20 minutes. Though there are many different ways to pull off a good pilot, I think we can all collectively agree that the first episode is one of the most important factors contributing to a show's popularity. Shows like The Promised Neverland and Attack on Titan, both of which I hold to a very high standard, are as popular as they are in accordance with their strong hooks. Being able to trap the viewers inside a story and create a connection with the characters all within the span of 20 minutes is no easy feat. That being said, in spring 2021, a new show titled Fumetsu no Anata, or more commonly known as To Your Eternity, has joined the ranks of a spectacular first episode. From the author of A Silent Voice, it's no surprise to say that Yoshitoki Ōima again is able to play with our emotions through the heartwarming story in the first episode, all while setting up a coherent plot for the viewers to envision in the near future. This video will only go over the contents of episode 1 of To Your Eternity and will be spoiler free, not talking about any scenes that happened after the first episode. Got it? Let's get right into the video. As someone who read the manga back in 2020, when the anime was announced for the upcoming season, I knew that the community would respond positively to the series. It's one of the few times I get all jittery being a manga reader, as others would be able to experience the amazing journey that is To Your Eternity. That being said, To Your Eternity, through both the mediums of anime and manga, has one of the strongest hooks out of any series I've seen so far. It's able to compile what seems like a movie's worth of content and condense it through a 20-minute episode, all while outlining what's to come in future episodes. It's no secret that a good first episode can heavily affect the popularity of a series. I did some digging around through some stats on my anime list and tried comparing a series' reception on their first episode and their drop rate percentage. Surely enough, when comparing To Your Eternity from other shows in the season, it has one of the lowest drop rates of 0.3%. That's pretty fucking low. Compared to its seasonal shows like Nagatoro, Tokyo Revengers, and 86, To Your Eternity has almost half the drop percentage of these shows. Furthermore, I took the time to look at shows like Neverland and March Comes In Like a Lion. While March Comes In Like a Lion has a similar overall rating to The Promised Neverland, the popularity disparities between the show and the drop rate is massively different. This by no means is me critiquing the show. Contrary to that, I actually really enjoyed March Comes In Like a Lion. Now, I don't have a major in stats, and there are so many random variables thrown around, but I think we can definitely come to a consensus that the first episode has a huge impact on the show. To Your Eternity understands this and gives us a banger episode right off the get-go. In my opinion, I think the most important part of a pilot episode is to set up the overarching plot. Why are the viewers watching, and why should they care? If someone watches the first episode and has no idea what is going on, then it's more than likely that the show will be banished to the Shadow Realm, the dreaded plan to watch list. My plan to watch list is fucking huge. In most pilots, a problem needs to be presented along with a justifiable way to overcome that obstacle. In The Promised Neverland, the children must escape from the farm. How? They must use their wits to outsmart others. In Attack on Titan, the Survey Corps must defend themselves from Titans. To do this, they need to plan strategies of attack and defense. In both these pilots, the viewers see a light at the end of the tunnel. But that sequence of plot setup can only be applicable to shows where there's an antagonizing force. To Your Eternity is different. Akin to shows like Violet Evergarden, I Wanna Eat Your Pancreas, and Makia, there isn't a huge antagonizing force on the characters. Instead, these stories focus on the development aspect of a character throughout the journey and progression of episodes. To Your Eternity falls under what I like to call shows about life and death. What is the meaning of life? What is happiness? How does one look at death? I'll probably explain this type of genre in a later video because there's so much to talk about, but before that, I need to let you all know that these types of stories usually don't get adapted into an anime. Manga like Frieren at the Funeral, 3 Days of Happiness, and Our Happy Hours provide commentaries on what it means to live and are usually seinen-esque, so they aren't as marketable. On the upside, I'm super glad that Pancreas got the adaptation that it deserved. But back to To Your Eternity, what separates the show from other series is its unorthodox plot. What would happen if you put an immortal being in a mortal world? How would they react to death? Unlike a regular journey, this time, we as the viewers get to visualize the growth of someone who has zero baseline knowledge. They don't know how to walk, talk, or eat, and because of this, it makes the character more sympathetic. Yes, while the plot may be one of a kind, if the execution is lackluster, then it makes the first episode not as strong. You see, the main character throughout the entire episode did not say a single word. Mainly in part due to the fact that he doesn't know how to. And why is this important, you ask? It's because it allows the viewers to put themselves into the shoes of an immortal being. As the story begins, we see the tragic tale of a guy who was abandoned by adults long ago in search for a paradise of food and shelter. The boy, who is as positive as ever, is hopeful that one day he will be reunited with his family and be able to eat all types of food. Through little interactions between the boy and the wolf, the viewers feel a sense of connection and empathy for both characters. We insert ourselves into the point of view of the wolf just by looking at the journey of the boy. The boy is an outgoing character that everyone wants to feel happy, but we know that we can't do anything to help him. As the journey continues on and the boy becomes more and more doubtful of the future, comes the final antagonizing force which leads both the viewers and the boy to feel a sense of hopelessness. That whatever they do, it will never be enough to overcome the problem presented. As the boy grows sick and falls ill, we begin to panic as that sense of hopelessness grows stronger. Thoughts like he doesn't deserve this or what can I do to help crosses the viewer's mind. The sense of hopelessness is then challenged by the solution brought forth by the immortal being. If I can't fulfill everything I wanted in my life, I want you to carry my memories. Never forget me. This constant back and forth of presenting a problem followed by a solution toys with the viewer's emotion and gets them invested in all the characters. Not only that, the climax of the episode can only be described as awestruck watching the immortal being transform into the boy. It's not that the boy has died. Instead, his journey will continue on through the immortal being. We aren't saying goodbye. Rather, we are looking forward to what's to come in the future. This is what makes To Your Eternity so great. It gives closure to a problem presented within the episode, but ends with an open-ended journey that leads the viewers wanting more. The structure of To Your Eternity's pilot solves a problem while expanding the story. If I were to compare this to any other anime I've watched, stylistically, it feels really similar to Violet Evergarden. I've said it in earlier videos that every single one of Violet Evergarden's episode is like a mini movie. The problem addressed in each episode is different than the one before, but they all add onto each other to create the journey of Violet Evergarden. While each episode can be viewed as a standalone story, it's the combination of all the episodes that makes Violet Evergarden the person she is at the end of the story. Similar to Your Eternity, when applying this philosophy, it's no wonder that the viewers want to know what's next. They want to experience the journey along with the immortal being. A good first episode will leave people wanting more, and I think it's fair to say that To Your Eternity has left something greater. It's been a while since I've been so emotionally invested from the get-go, and to say that this is one of the best pilots ever is probably an understatement. Akin to the viewers, the immortal being will travel through many different places and experience many different things. Acting as a surrogate for the viewers, as one learns about the hardships and beauties of life, so do we. Farewells don't only bring sadness. They carry the memories of everything one has experienced. Starting from an orb, he will learn what it means to live through death. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And To Your Eternity is going to take us all on one hell of a ride. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. This took me a long time to make, and since this channel is basically a one-man army, I have to do all the editing and voiceover. The little animations and keyframing I edit for every second of the video definitely adds to the quality, and I want to make sure that every video I produce is high quality and spoiler free. If you love the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Even if it's just one sub or one like, it helps me grow immensely as a creator. Also, sharing these videos to your friends or other people can help me grow. I appreciate every single one of my subs, and if you have any comments on the video, comment down below and I will respond. As someone who read the manga a while back, I can definitely say that you're all in for a treat. A 20 episode adaptation is fucking bonkers, and I'm so glad that the animation studio was able to transform from the medium of manga to anime. I'll probably do another To Your Eternity video in the future when the anime is over, so it won't be for another while. For my next video though, I'm thinking of analyzing a specific genre as a whole and taking a look at all the shows within it. Can you guess what genre it is? That's all for this video. This has been Hyacinth. Peace.